I lost 2 of my
best animals.
best animals.
And what do we have in here?
So that's one of the main.
This whole wall was Chondros. Over here was Chondros. This is...
That's an autumn sun. Now I like doing over the top of water.
Welcome back to the Cryptic Chondros channel. Today we're at my good friend Malcom from FiercewormsUK, but he's also my mentor and been teaching me a lot about Chondros, and I've learned so much since learning from him and talking to him from what I knew before. He's been a great help to me. So Malcom's been keeping since the early 90s, since before I was born, and today we're here to see what he's moved to. As you can see, the rain has started, UK weather, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's see what he's got. Let's get inside. Let's go. Right guys, so we are in Malcom's, one of Malcom's reptile rooms. So this is a room in progress. It's been going for a lot of change recently. Changing species, changing build, changing tanks, changing in the way things are located. So it's a room in progress. Yeah. And so is the other one outside, which you'll see later, which took me by surprise when I came today because it looks completely different to when I was here last time. But, you know, behind us you can see some Fiji iguanas. This is one pair and one enclosure of 3, which you'll see in a moment. And then behind the camera, which you'll see also soon, is a rack of Chondro neonates.
It's very difficult at the moment because we're trying to sort out neo GTPs and house these without them looking at each other and redo the room at the same time. It's hard, but we'll get there.
You'll get it done, exactly.
It'll be done.
And again, it doesn't really need an introduction. You know, I've spoken about Malcom a lot. And you've seen him on a previous episode when we was at the show together.
They're gonna be bored of me soon.
Yeah, I know. I can't be bored of him, so that's it.
We'll get there.
You see Malcom give me the Signal Herps owner's manual, the Rico Walder business card.
Did you sell it?
Never.
Prize.
This is Malcom from FiercewormsUK. Malcom has been keeping snakes again in the early 90s, or maybe even before I was born.
Yeah.
For years has been breeding and reproducing and establishing Chondros. You know, last year, at the end of the year, I would say you came out of the Chondros completely.
Tried.
Yeah. Well,
it just seemed to be helping everybody
else. You got more
else
back
now.
again, yeah. After many years of success with establishing, you've had 100% hatch rate for many years.
Yeah.
And you know, unfortunately, end of last year, we'll go into that a little bit more, but we can explain why you left the Chondro game. But guys, make sure you go check him out. I'm gonna put his link in his description. I'll make the little box pop up. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow Malcom on Instagram. And the content coming up is unreal. But I'll come out the camera and we'll get some content and let Malcom take over. Malcom has taken over and I'm gonna be behind the camera just asking a few questions. Before we get into what you moved into and what you're collecting at the moment and what you're keeping at the moment, Malc, talk to us a little bit on, you know, the keeping and breeding of the Chondros, how long for, and what made you get out?
Keeping and breeding the Chondros. I don't know how long that was. It felt like forever.
Yeah.
It was a constant breeding season, neo season, breeding season, neo season.
Yeah.
And it just sort of all blurred into one. I think the only reason eventually I came out of it was because I was spending so much time in here, feeding babies, and when you're putting 100 hours into getting 4 or 5 neos feeding, and the sad thing was you would get messages from potential people that want to buy saying, are you going to do this cheaper?
Yeah.
Are you know, why are they so expensive? It's quite obvious. They're not easy to do. They take up a lot of time. So every penny that you pay for a GTP, as far as I'm concerned, is well worth it. Because that breeder has put in a massive amount of time. And when people start saying, "Oh, you know, will you do deals and will you do this cheaper?" And it's insulting for some.
Yeah.
Some clutches are really easy. Some aren't.
Yeah.
And it's the ones that aren't that, and you put that amount of time in, you're like you're banging your head against a brick wall.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I was never in a position that I had to advertise much.
Yeah. Because you're very down low. You know, you're very quiet.
Yeah, I'm not one for social media.
Yeah. You don't, and thanks for doing this. I know this is that. You know,
it is. I do it because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I've always done it because I enjoyed it. But it was getting to the point I wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to help people.
Yes.
But for me, I wasn't doing it because it was like everybody says, I'm not doing it for the money. Of course you're doing it for the money.
Yeah.
You know, you can't not do it for the money. You need it to pay for itself.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a very, very good full-time job.
Yeah.
But yeah, it needs to make money. But for the amount of hours you put in, it never sort of, it balances itself out. But you've got to do it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And once you start not enjoying it, well, it's not so much I didn't stop enjoying it, it was becoming a chore.
Yeah. And let's be honest, you had a really
and that wasn't fair. I lost 2 of my
best animals. Yes.
And I always said the day that I lost one in particular was the day that I would call it a day and say that's finished.
And I remember us talking for a while, and
she
came from the crown jewel bloodline.
Yeah.
She was
high yellow.
The high yellow, yeah.
Absolutely spot on.
And she was one in your logo. You've got pictures and videos of her.
Yeah.
And you obviously had that blue line animal.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately you had bred that year and things had just not gone right.
No.
You know, you on the flip side, you had a long run of good success.
Yeah. Massive.
With ups and downs, but a long line of good success. But would you say that was, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back, cherry on the, you know, on the cake?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just that was it.
I always said that anything ever happens to her,
yeah,
I was gutted. So as far as I'm concerned, that was it.
Because you produced that animal, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. I produced her, what, 6 years ago now.
That's the thing. So to produce such an animal, have it as a holdback, absolutely stunning animal. Yeah. I remember first seeing you for the first day and me going, how much is that animal? And you said, not for sale.
So many wanted it.
Yep.
So many. And I don't blame them. If I saw it for sale or someone had it, I would be trying to buy it.
Yeah.
But she did.
The thing is, you raised that animal for how many, like 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
And then tried to pair her. And she wasn't just an animal that you had the idea of pairing. It's something you raised and you loved that animal. And unfortunately...
Everything was brilliant.
Yeah.
Everything absolutely went well. I couldn't ask for anything better in respect of mating, you know, proper actual copulations. She was brilliant with the male. She went through follicle build was absolutely textbook.
Yeah.
Ovulation, pre-lay.
I remember that ovulation was one of the biggest.
And I just thought,
I've ever seen.
oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is absolutely brilliant.
Everything was running smooth.
And she comes to lay in, bang. Just goes wrong.
Yeah.
You know, she obviously had a tear inside.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much. I spoke to a vet then, and there was very, very little that we could do.
Yeah.
And by the time, you know, I could physically get there on that time, I think it was on a bank holiday or something.
Yep, I remember.
And we just couldn't get her in,
get
anything done in time, and it was too late. So
it is unfortunate, you know. And
that's what you've got to expect when you breed.
Exactly.
You have to go into that breeding of, am I prepared for the worst?
Yeah.
If I'm not, then don't breed.
Yeah.
Because you can have clutch after clutch after clutch from the same pairings, from using the same female, and they can be brilliant. But all of a sudden, one can go wrong, and you've lost the animal.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get a little bit attached to these animals. I did.
Yep. We all do.
They weren't there for breeding purpose. They were my animals.
Yeah.
And then when you lose them, you just think, no.
Yeah.
It took the cherry off the cake.
Yeah, that was it.
And that's it. But the upside to that was, I wanted these.
Yeah.
I wanted these since the middle 80s, and I wasn't prepared to have these and not being able to give them the time.
Yeah.
Because the amount of time that the GTPs took up. Of course.
And you have passed the baton on, you know, all right.
Yeah.
You know, for everyone to know, you have completely left the green trees side of things.
I'm not keeping them breeding at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, exactly.
And I'll say at the moment because will I ever go back to it? Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
But I am more than willing to help people out every, you know, breeding seasons. If they want to know what they're doing or what they're doing wrong, or if we can work out what they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Hence why we've got a clutch now that we're
working with.
Which, yeah, I'm
we'll
sure
see. Yeah.
The people will see it.
Yeah.
And what the issues are.
And you've helped me a lot. You know, I have to say thank you very much.
No,
you've, you know, it's not just a snake relationship anymore with us. And
no, that's long past.
Long. And
the only thing we don't do is sleep together. Then, so.
But you have to. I have to say thank you.
My wife would step in.
Oh my god!
But you think this is going to go? What? This isn't going to go all plan for you, is it? No,
but I have to say honestly, you know, you pass the baton on. When you're selling up, you was kind enough to, you know, help me out, and your majority of your holdbacks came to mine. So
yeah,
the line still goes on, and we still work very closely together, and you help me out. So
yeah, well, hopefully you'll do exactly where, you know, carry on where I left off.
Hopefully, we'll see. But with your help, I have to say you've helped me through everything.
We haven't got long to wait, have we?
We'll see. We'll see. Well, off that subject. Look, what made, so obviously the Fiji's was a bucket list animal for you.
Totally.
And now you've got a few of them. So we'll go around and have a video of them in a minute.
More coming.
And more coming. And you've also got a humongous collection of royals, including some fantastic, amazing morphs, which we'll see in a minute. Some morphs that a lot of people are not working with. One that's pretty exclusive, which people will see.
Yeah. There's a couple there.
Yeah. So let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look at the Fijis, and we'll walk around, and then what we'll do is Malcolm's also kind enough going to help me build some incubation tubs today. So later on in the video, you'll see a little tutorial of us building them together. Yeah. And he was also going to show us how you establish neonates. He's got some difficult ones that he's helping people out with at the moment, and we're going to see live action how to feed and how to establish. And this is a learning curve for me, and it'll help a lot of people. Yeah. Let's go. Right, Mal, so in Bavarian 1, what do we have in here then? And what size is this Viv? Because it is a grow out Viv, you have got bigger.
Yeah, it's just a bit smaller than a 4x2.
4x4x2. And what do we have in here?
So that's one of the males, the oldest male. There is a female in the back. She's right over the top. Whether you'll actually see her.
I probably won't be able to get her now.
We might be able to squeeze in this side.
He's checking me out.
Yeah. He's as good as gold. Some days you can go in, pick him up.
Yeah.
And he's as happy as...
And some days he wants to be left
alone. Go in the back and look up there. You will actually just see her hiding.
Feel like I'm in a David Attenborough.
Go in the top. She's right at the top.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she's up there.
So these are was bucket list for you. So that's one tank, and they're a pair, I'm guessing, yeah.
Yep. So each tank has got a pair in.
Yep.
They're all fasciatus.
Yep.
Hopefully the next ones that we will manage to get hold of are. Hopefully the bullabullas will come.
And the crested
towards the end of the. Oh yes.
Oh yes, the crested. Look, I'm a fan of Fiji's.
Again, I've spent so much time with GTPs that it's been a little while since I've kept eggs. So you want to get your hand back in.
Yeah, of course.
I'll start understanding what they want and where we are before I go and shell out
a load of money on
for hopefully Vitiensis.
And so in here we got a pair, right?
Yep.
What do we have? So we've got another enclosure down here, which is the same size.
So there's a young pair in the bottom. They normally hide back in the top.
Right, these are a smaller pair.
So you'll
so
you'll see his little face up there, but he's got a habit of eating gecko diet, Pangea, and it'll be all over his face.
There is two up there, yeah.
Yeah, with a face full of Pangea.
Full of Pangea.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So you've got a younger pair growing up in there. So they're a male and female pair in there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, if we turn around, you've got this absolute monster of a Viv, which is even bigger than them. And what do we have in here?
So there is a third pair in here, along with they're cohabing with a pair of Madagascar giant day geckos.
Yeah, which you got at the IHS show we went
at the
together.
last show. Yeah.
Yep.
I forget who bred them, but she's normally hanging around up in the top there.
She's right there.
It's a bit difficult to get pictures with the lighting that's in there, but they're, you know, at the end of the day, at this time of night, they're
And how do you find they cohab together?
as good as gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't annoy each other or. Here's another one. He's a bit grumpy today because, as you can see, he's another one that likes to eat the gecko food before.
We'll try and get it to.
Yeah, so he was running around inside the trees chasing some crickets earlier.
And then you've got another day gecko up here. Do you find they get along? No problems, no issues?
Yeah, no, they're absolutely as good as gold.
And would you say you're enjoying keeping these?
Love it.
Having the change, yeah?
It's really nice.
And feeding wise, I guess it's a lot more cost efficient.
Oh, completely vegetables.
Yeah.
You know, apart from the Pangea for the geckos and that the Fijis have taken a real liking for.
I have to say the Viv is a stonker of a size, but it's set up beautifully.
This is from Pro Viv. As you can see, the geckos love to run across the glass no matter how often you clean them.
Yep.
On a daily thing. But no, there.
And obviously we've got, again, the neonate rack with the Chondros in. Stay tuned, we are doing a establishing feeding slot in this video. So Malc, what we'll do is we'll pop out and see the snake room number 2 and see what you've got cooking out there. Cool. Right guys, so we're going into room 2 at the moment, and to put this into perspective, when I first came and met Malcom for the first time, this whole wall was Chondros. Over here was Chondros. Over here was Neorax, and then you had a couple ball pythons and a couple ball pythons inside, didn't you? And you had a few bits and pieces inside, but inside wasn't really a reptile room at the time.
No. So I'll get that out of my way. As
you can see, we've seen the inside room, how much has changed. And this room took me by surprise today. When I walked in, I was like, whoa. What? I know you've done ball pythons. What happened? Like, obviously, you got interested again, and it just blew up. So, and you produced some stuff. We've produced stuff together this year that we're holding back. Some het puzzle, het clown, het other stuff that, you know, we're going to keep under wraps. But talk to me. What we got in here and what led to this?
These are a few that are just that I had here anyway, and I thought, don't I carry on with them? If I want to, then I need to make sure everything else, there's enough, the facilities
to do it,
got the right racks in the right places.
The last thing you want is to produce scramble. I ain't got a baby rack. Oh, no. They've grown up. I ain't got a grow-on rack. No. They've grown up. I ain't got an adult rack. No. So if you've done it right.
So I decided if I'm going to do it, I want to do it so it's right. But at the end of the day, I still want to do this on a budget.
Yes.
I don't want to go and blow out a whole load of money on doing the whole place with all brand new racks.
For now.
For now.
Yeah.
Now, with what we got planned on going forward.
Yep.
Yeah, if it's productive.
Yep.
Then we'll change it.
Which we've got some.
There are a few
crazy
things.
pairings cooking. Let's say.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your own stuff that you're working with here. That is, you know, we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
That not a lot of people have got at all. We've got stuff combined, you know, more of your puzzle, clown, other bits and pieces, pied. But we're doing a few nice pairings together this year, and you're doing some amazing pairings on your own this year. So people keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, there's a few. You know, at the end of the day, we're just sitting here gonna make as many triple, quad recessives.
Yeah, that's it.
Not so much to sell, but it's just for your own breeding stock for the following years.
Exactly.
I've been fortunate that I've got a pair from a very good friend of mine.
Before you say it,
yeah.
Right. So let's leave that one to. Let's leave that for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Because let's take me around. So you've got your neo racks here. Well, I say neo hatchling rack here.
Yep.
Yep. And then which are what, V18s?
Yep, 60 tub V18s. Obviously, we can change that to 15s and put 90 in there if we really wanted to.
And then you got your
V35s. Same. That's one of the first JVK racks.
Yep. Yep.
All of that's at the moment. I've tried to remove, to base the whole collection. Oh, lights are going out now. On where we want to be later on.
Yep.
Long term. So there's a lot that have now moved on. And we just got to continue with what's here. There are a few more to move on. There are a few coming in, but hence why we're working all the time.
That's it. So let's have a look around. So we've got some of our productions in here, neo-wise, hatchling-wise, but we'll leave them. People will see and hear of them in the near future. What you got in here?
There was a group that we produced the other year that were all from one of the het migraines.
Yep.
Het migraine with an NG5 splatter.
Which is what migraine is also known as cryptic, known as it's also cryptic, and
you can make cryptic krypton.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, that's gone out of my brain now.
Yeah, so I've lost it completely. But then, so over here you've got your migraine cryptic.
Yeah, we've got
project.
Obviously, we've got those that we've managed to put pied into those as well.
Yep.
So we've got double heads and stuff like that for them. Super pastels, anthic het clowns, that sort of thing. There's some banana enchi mystics that are double het albino pieds, and
should we pull a few out? See what you got?
Yeah, there's
right. So
there's old. You can pull out what you like.
Yeah, you get pulling. Let's just have a look.
What's in
what we got here?
That's an Enchi Super Gravel.
Enchi Super Gravel, lovely. A female?
Female. Yeah. The majority of them are females.
Yep.
We try, there are a few males
females,
that are growing on in here, but because I'm not doing as much as the breeding, so that's a freeway butter clown.
So a freeway butter clown, lovely. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's growing really well.
Yeah, I remember seeing her as a hatchling not too long ago.
Doesn't matter how often you feed her, she still
just
sits.
wants more.
Yeah. Just wants to come on.
Then you've got, so
again
here somewhere, which you guys can't see because I'm too far, we've got quad hets. But the quad hets we're not going to get out, and we're not going to talk too much about them, but people will see what comes out of those.
Some smaller males.
What's this one?
Is that one just the, it's a spot nose cypress, het clown, possible leopard.
Lovely. That's grown so much.
Yeah, that's growing. It's a male. Yep. Getting used this year. Ultra male pied male.
So you're going to be using
a lot
to
of
make
these.
Some.
Yeah, I've got them because I like them.
Yep.
It's not because
you like ultra male.
The market is telling me that that's what I need to have. I'm keeping them because I like them.
Yep.
So.
And I know you've got plans to make some triple and quad hets with him.
Yeah.
This season.
There's some more there, possets that are ghost atomic clowns anthic.
Yep.
There's a pair there.
Got quad hets going on.
Yeah. That's going into banana enchi mystics.
Which I've got a few out of this, haven't I?
Yeah. Just like them, they're just
an
interesting pair.
And then you've got some exanthic TSK lines.
Yeah. A very, very fantastic friend of mine, Dave Davis, at New Venturable Poisons.
So you're very close. So anyone
the guy has helped me so much.
You guys are very close. Dave Davis, New Venturable Pythons, the creator of Autumn Sun.
Yeah.
Which we'll get round to in a minute. So what we got here, the super pastel exanthic het clown.
Yep. So they're all, you know, most of them are in pairs.
And we've got pastel exanthic
het clown there.
Yeah. So you can see, guys, if I pull out the female, you can see the difference between just a one copy of the pastel compared to the 2 copy. So you've got the super form, and the snake is exactly the same morph, but just with a 1 copy of pastel. You can see how much more it's brightening it and cleaning it up. Yeah, it works quite well with it.
They're all in shed.
Yep.
Most of these.
You got confusion, and some other bits and pieces.
Yeah, there's plenty of other stuff in here.
And then over here, you know, you've got a few other bits and pieces, some het puzzle stuff, some puzzle stuff, yellow belly pied stuff. You know, I love pied, so I'm going to pull it out. You know, she's lovely. Only a single gene pied, but again, lovely. As you can see, guys, I'm struggling to get the tub back in. Thank you. Some black pastel, black pewter pieds, pastel fire calicos, some more TSKs down there, and then you've got some bits and pieces over here. Big pied female. I love the blotches of the black on this girl, but she's big. She's got to be pushing what, 3 kilos?
Yeah, I just like how, you know,
yeah,
it's not so much, you know, how many genetics are in her. She's just a nice female.
Yep. And
there's lots of little bits and pieces that are.
You know, the thing is, here comes Banj.
It's the dog.
You know, boy. The thing is, what works well with us is I've got some stuff that works well with some of your stuff, so that gives us, you know, an opportunity to work together, which we do anyway. So, you know, what we spoke about earlier. I know you got a few bits and pieces as well here, but let's see them. Right. So what are we talking about here? What you got?
What's ones that we're playing with this year?
Yeah.
Hopefully. Somebody's hungry. So we've got
this snake is going into shed, and it is unreal. Right, so what is this?
That's an autumn sun. I was very fortunate to get one of those. Well, a pair.
Yep.
From Dave himself.
Yep.
No, I wish that wasn't in shed because its colours are even.
I think the camera never picks it up anyway.
No, I know. You just don't realise how rich these are.
Unbelievable. Again, you can't see it, and the lighting's not the greatest in here anyway.
Absolutely amazing.
But you know, if we go under the light a little bit, you might be able to pick up some of the deep oranges. Are unreal on this snake. You know, the thing is, I don't edit this. I don't edit this, so whatever the true form is on camera, you'll see. But the depth of oranges on this snake is unbelievable. So you've got a pair. So that's the male, I believe.
Female, I think she might be in shed as well. No, she's waiting for food.
So there, this is another autumn sun female. So you've got 1.1.
Yeah.
You excited about working with this?
I can't wait.
Yep.
When these produce, which hopefully should be this year. If you've only got to look at what Dave's breeding at the moment.
Yeah.
And I just wish that the cameras were much better.
Yeah.
Because you got there and look at his stock and it's just amazing.
Guys, if you haven't seen Autumn Sun, make sure you go and check it out. Check out Dave. Check out New Venture Ball Pythons. You've got to see what Autumn Sun is doing. It's unbelievable.
The albinos, the pattern that's coming out, proper pattern.
Yep.
Is brilliant.
And the richness of the orange in an albino. Now, let's be honest, an albino, this is my opinion, and you might think the same, a lot of people may or may not. Albino, I've got a load of albino at home, and I find a lot of the stuff you mix it with, it just completely washes it out. That when I saw the way the Autumn Sun albino looked, I just couldn't believe it.
No,
what it done to it.
No, so we're gonna do a load of that stuff with that this year, and hopefully we'll see what we can come up with.
We can cook up,
Also see what Dave's cooking up.
Yeah.
He's quite behind closed doors on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he does tell me a few things.
Yeah. Well, I need to.
But you know what? If he tells me 3 things, there's another 10 going on in the background.
I need to definitely go over there with you one day and meet Dave and see stuff over there.
He's just a gent, a proper gent.
Yeah. So. Which everyone says the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
But again, you've got some other clown stuff and other bits and pieces here. But again, we're not going to show everything on camera. People can wait and see what we produce and what you produce, and what you do with your autumn sun.
See what comes out this year.
Yeah, exactly. So what it is, we will go and do some feeding trials. You can teach me how to establish some neos.
Yep.
And we can also make my incubation tubs.
Can't wait.
Let's get going. Thanks for having me. Right guys, so as you can see, it's the next day. I spent many hours at Malcom's yesterday. It got really late. By the time I got home, it was early hours in the morning. We spent hours and hours and hours together talking about neonates, how to establish, how to incubate, typical care, showing me his new collection, getting hands-on, just spending some quality time with Malcom and his family. I want to say really big thank you to Malcom for letting me come in and film. He has me around all the time, but you know, I think it's the first and only video that he's let anyone do. So I want to say a big appreciation for that, for letting me come in and do that. And guys, honestly, go check him out. I'm gonna link him in, go check him out, give him a follow. And all I'm gonna say is, you know, Malcom is fantastic. His knowledge is unbelievable. And he's always happy to help anyone. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe, click the notification button, and just to make you aware that this will be a 2-part series. So the next one will be all about chondros, feeding, live action video of actually establishing neonates that haven't fed yet. So make sure you get locked in and keep your eyes peeled. That'll be coming out very soon. If it runs,
assist feed.
Straight.
Yep.
Well, from day one.
That's not so good.
Right, okay.
It's pulling its head back. No. So another little trick you can do is, now we've got a strike.
There we go, yes.
Brilliant.
So Malc, we've been here for a few hours now. Going from baby to baby.